Welcome, everyone. Today we're diving into the world of tokenizing real-world assets and comparing the two heavyweights, Ethereum and Solana.
Yep. So what exactly does tokenizing real-world assets entail?
Well, it's like taking tangible things like real estate, art, even commodities, and converting them into blockchain tokens that represent ownership. This process boosts liquidity and opens up fractional ownership, so more people can invest without needing to buy the whole asset.
That's intriguing. Right. That means instead of needing a huge sum, someone could just buy a piece and still benefit. Correct?
Exactly. And along with that, it trims down the role of traditional intermediaries, cutting costs and speeding up settlements. Imagine the difference. It's like having a custom-built level editor for asset management.
Yeah, I follow. And these blockchain tokens come with the benefits of transparency too, correct? Every transaction is recorded on an immutable ledger.
Right on. Blockchain's traceability ensures enhanced transparency and security. Each transaction is logged and cannot be easily tampered with, kind of like having a foolproof audit trail.
Absolutely. Now, I'm curious. How does one actually go about tokenizing an asset? What's the step-by-step process?
There are a few main steps. First, you have asset selection and valuation, where the asset and its tokenizable value are appraised, often with experts in the field.
Got it.
Next comes legal compliance and structuring. This is crucial because tokenization has to align with local regulations. Then you move to the technical side, asset digitization and smart contract development, which sets the rules for ownership, access, and even dividend distributions if applicable.
Right. After that, I suppose there's the issuance of the tokens themselves?
Exactly. Tokens are minted on the blockchain, and then they're distributed either via public sales or private placements. And to really boost liquidity, a secondary market for these tokens is often established, letting everyone trade these tokens much like traditional
That's clear.
stocks.
So with this process in mind, how do Ethereum and Solana stack up against each other when it comes to RWA tokenization?
Great question. Ethereum is super established. It's secure, and its decentralized nature is well proven. But it has its drawbacks. It processes around 15-30 transactions a second, and that can be a bottleneck, especially when there's heavy network congestion.
Agreed. Meanwhile, Solana seems to have its own strengths, right?
Absolutely. Solana, with its emphasis on scalability, can handle around 1,000 transactions per second. That kind of throughput is ideal for, say, high-volume trading environments where speed is absolutely
That's impressive.
key.
And what about transaction fees? I remember Ethereum having some pretty high gas costs.
You got it. Ethereum's high gas fees can be a significant barrier, particularly when you're doing high-volume transactions. On the flip side, Solana's fees, often less than 0.001 per transaction, make it really cost-effective for large-scale operations.
That's a big plus. But hold on a minute. If Solana is so fast and cheap, why hasn't it completely overtaken Ethereum in this space?
That's a great point. While Solana's technical capabilities are top-notch, Ethereum benefits from a much larger ecosystem. It has been the go-to platform for decentralized applications for years, with extensive developer support and comprehensive tooling. Think of it like comparing a flexible, widely trusted car manufacturer to a nimble new startup that's rapidly innovating. You've got both reliability and emerging innovation in play.
So essentially, it's a trade-off. Ethereum offers a robust network with a deep ecosystem, while Solana provides speed and affordability, correct?
Precisely. There's a balance to strike between ecosystem maturity and operational efficiency. And the choice often depends on the specific needs of the tokenization project. For example, projects like Centrifuge and Realty on Ethereum have benefited from the platform's maturity, whereas projects on Solana like Ondo Finance are capitalizing on those high transaction speeds.
Exactly. It's fascinating to see how tokenization could democratize ownership of traditionally illiquid assets. It's kind of like opening up a previously exclusive club to the public.
Yeah, it's really revolutionary. Fractional ownership, liquidity enhancement, reduced intermediaries, All these factors transform how assets like real estate, art, or even commodities can be managed and traded on a global scale.
Absolutely, that's the crux of it. And what about regulatory hurdles? Surely tokenizing real-world assets involves a lot of legal complexities?
Oh, definitely. Legal compliance is a critical step. Since these tokens represent actual tangible assets, they must adhere to local, national, or even international regulations. It involves significant collaboration with legal and financial experts to ensure everything's compliant and structured correctly.
Quite the undertaking. You mentioned something called ERC-3643 for Ethereum. What's that about?
Right. ERC-3643 is essentially a standard aimed at supporting tokenized real-world assets on Ethereum. It's designed to streamline aspects like compliance and permissions, which are so crucial for tokenized assets. It's like a set of guidelines to ensure everyone's playing by the same rules.
Yeah, that makes things a lot clearer. While we're on the topic, I read that Solana, despite its speed, is still building out its ecosystem. Do you think that could be a limitation for widespread adoption?
That's a fair critique. Solana's ecosystem is indeed smaller when compared to Ethereum's, which means that while its technical capabilities are superb, the range of available tools and community support is still catching up. It's like a fast race car that's still getting its pit crew together, you know?
That analogy really hits home. So, in essence, the decision to tokenize on Ethereum or Solana would largely depend on the project's priorities, whether they need a mature ecosystem or high-speed, cost-effective transactions.
Exactly. If stability and a vast array of developer resources are important, Ethereum is the way to go. But if speed and low fees are paramount, especially for high-frequency trades, Solana is a very attractive alternative.
Yeah, it's all about balancing priorities. And then there's the ongoing maintenance and regulatory compliance. Tokenization isn't just a one-and-done process, right?
Yep, ongoing compliance and management is critical. Once an asset is tokenized, its records need to be consistently updated and maintained on the blockchain. This ensures that the asset remains secure and any regulatory changes can be quickly adopted.
Definitely important. There's also talk about tokenization tooling. Can you elaborate on that a bit?
Sure, tokenization tooling refers to the software and standards being developed to support standardized token representations for RWAs. This tooling is vital because most money managers don't have in-house tech capabilities for blockchain. So having robust, out-of-the-box solutions helps drive mass adoption.
Yeah, that sounds like a key piece of the puzzle. And with current advancements, do you see explosive growth in RWA tokenization in the coming years?
I do. The potential is enormous, bringing liquidity, transparency, and global access to long-standing asset classes can fundamentally change capital markets. It's a multi-decadal initiative, though, so while explosive growth might take time, the
It's like
groundwork
planting
is
a tree
certainly
that
being
grows over
laid.
generations. I love that analogy, but do you think there might be unforeseen risks or challenges as we move forward?
Absolutely. Every disruptive innovation comes with challenges. There's always the risk of regulatory pushback, technical glitches, or even market volatility impacting these tokenized assets. Some critics argue that the tokenization hype might be overblown if these challenges
That's a
aren't
valid
managed
perspective.
well.
It really will take a collaborative effort between technologists, legal experts, and financial institutions to iron out those wrinkles, wouldn't you say?
Exactly. It's a collective effort and the continued evolution of blockchain standards. Both Ethereum and Solana are experimenting with enhancements to better support real-world asset tokenization, and we might even see new platforms emerging.
Yeah, that's the exciting part. Constant innovation. So to wrap up, tokenizing RWAs seems poised to revolutionize how assets are owned and traded. And the choice between Ethereum and Solana really hinges on the need for stability versus speed and cost efficiency.
Absolutely. With Ethereum's mature ecosystem and Solana's blazing speeds, it's a fascinating era for asset tokenization. The future could see these technologies completely reshaping the financial landscape.
No doubt about it. Thanks for the engaging deep dive. I'm even more excited to see how these projects evolve.
Me too. Stay tuned as this landscape continues to transform the way we think about asset ownership and liquidity. Thanks for listening, everyone.